Hi, yogis. I'm Bentley, and I'm here today to bring you a fun 30-minute strength-focused flow with some unique opportunities to find your float in some different poses and movements that you might not think of. For example, have you ever tried to float your camel pose or your butterfly pose? Here, we're going to float outside of the box. These floating elements will not only test your strength, but will encourage you to find just as much lightness and ease. You don't need anything besides yourself and your yoga mat, so let's get started.
Hi, my name is Ashton and I'm the founder of You Aligned. Thank you so much for practicing with us here on YouTube. Before you get started, I wanted to quickly share with you about YA Classes, which is our premium on-demand yoga and fitness membership platform. There we offer hundreds of classes in all different yoga modalities, in addition to guided meditation, breath work, fitness, bar, Pilates, and so much more. There's also amazing membership perks that come along with YA Classes, and I would love for you to check it out free for 30 days. You can click the link below or head to yaclasses.com and enter code YouTube to start practicing with us for free. Enjoy your class.
All right, we're going to start in a tabletop pose. So facing the top of the mat, go ahead and place the hands right underneath the shoulders and the knees right underneath the hips. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat and spread the fingers nice and wide. We're going to start with some wrist stretches. So imagine that your shoulders are going to draw circles all the way around your wrists, right? Going all the way over to the side, out in front, and around back, right? Keeping the palm pressing flat into the mat. Take those nice slow circles one direction, and then after a few times, go ahead and switch. So drawing those circles the other way. Really just starting to warm up the wrists nice and slow. Good. And then we're going to come back through center. And then you're going to turn your fingers towards your knees. This might be pretty intense to do both at one time. So if it is, just do one hand at a time. Turning the toes towards the knees, go ahead and tuck the toes underneath. And you're going to start to sit your hips down towards your heels. The palms of your hands will start to lift. And that's okay. We're stretching a little more into the forearms here. Keep driving the palms forward, reaching down towards the mat, stretching into those forearms. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Good. If you did one side, go ahead and switch and then hold that for a few breaths. When you're done there, go ahead and turn both hands to face the front of the mat. And then we're going to start to strengthen the wrists a little bit here. So we're going to lift the palm of the hand up, keeping the arm straight all the way to the base of the knuckles. Again, this might be too intense to do both hands at once, so you can just do one at a time, just lifting to the base of the knuckle. So we're stretching and strengthening into that wrist, right? You can do one hand at a time. If you want, go ahead and try to do both. We're just going to do it for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Getting those arms nice and strong and warm. You can go ahead and sit on your heels and give the wrists a little shake. Good. Just letting it go. All right. Coming back into your tabletop pose. We're going to find our first float right in tabletop. So you're going to tuck the toes underneath and you're going to hover the knees just an inch off the mat, right? So super little movement here, but you feel your core start to activate, right? Our core isn't just necessarily our abs, right? Our core is a cylinder. It wraps all the way around. So can you feel the sides of the waist pull back? Can you feel that belly button pull in, right? Strong, pressing the ground down. Hold here for a moment. And then we're going to add a little tap of our hand. So keeping the hips as still as you can. If you want, you can take the knees out a little bit wider here. Your right hand is going to tap your left knee. You're going to place it back down. Hips will move a little bit, but try to stay as still as you can. Left hand reaches for the right knee and then switch. Right hand, left knee. One more time. Left hand, right knee. Hold. Take in for 3, 2. Keep floating that tabletop. Good. Keeping the upper body nice and still. Bring the right knee to tap the right elbow. Squeeze that heel in towards the glute. Hold. Take an exhale breath. With your inhale, press a high downward facing dog into down dog splits. Good. Bending into that knee. Draw a few circles. Hold. Good. Draw both ways. Extend that right leg nice and high, and then you're going to step to the top of the mat, find a nice long runner's lunge. Your left knee is going to come up and kiss your right calf. So strong in that right foot, right toes are nice and soft. Squeeze that heel in, float your hands to heart center. Whew, hold. Already starting to build that heat. With an inhale, you're gonna extend that left leg back. Your hands can stay at heart center if you want a little more. Float them out like airplane wings. Good, bring it back in. Little Shiva squat. Inhale, extend. Little Shiva squat, bring it down. Inhale, take it out, warrior three. One more time, squeeze. Inhale, extend it, hold. Find your runner's lunge. Nice and slow, lower the hands and that left foot down. Right leg is gonna step back. You're gonna float that right foot, right? So we've got that one-legged plank, pushing the ground down. Super strong, engage that left thigh. Shift forward, lower, half chaturanga. As you inhale, lift back up. Right knee taps the right elbow. Extend that leg back, float it, lower halfway. Inhale, lift, right knee, right elbow. Take it to bear pose. Woo, bring those feet together, bend the knees. Press the chest towards the thighs. Good, take an inhale here. Big exhale. Look forward, little bounce, right? You can lift the hips a little higher, lower them down. Look forward and float those feet up outside your hands. Coming into a little yogi squat. So we'll start slow here, right? Starting to work into the hips. Bring the hands down in front, wiggle a little side to side. Woo, already feeling it. Coming back through center. This is a great place. If you happen to have a block nearby, you can go ahead and sit on the block, but if you don't have it, no worries. Try to bring the feet flat to the mat. So naturally, you're gonna feel a lot of rounding towards the insides of the feet. Can you ground down the outer edges of the foot and then bring the hands together? And again, are you rounding your upper spine in? Can you lift your chest and press your chest towards your thumb? So good. Big inhale. Big exhale. All right, so strong in the legs. We're gonna start to reach the hands up, inhale. So trying to reach up through the shoulders, up through the fingers. Hold and breathe. Woo, just that slight little change really intensifies it. Big inhale. All right, so we're creating this shape here because we're gonna take it upside down, right? So we're not practicing handstands. We're just finding a little bit of lift, right? That little bit of float, and what I like to call little frog hops. So if you're really at the top of the mat and you wanna hop back a little, go for it if you want a little more space. So just like we did here, right? Arms reaching up and over the head. We're gonna place the hands down on the mat. When we do these little frog hops, arms stay straight and strong, right? You're pushing the ground down away from you. So again, not about handstanding, it's about exploration and having fun. Getting your hands down and your feet up. So you're gonna place the hands, and you're gonna start to lift the hips and take the babiest of baby hops. Wee, that's it, start there. Then maybe they get a little bigger. Wee. Feet come up a little higher, right? We're gonna do that a couple more times. You got it. Strong, straight arms, little frog hops. Do 5 more. 5. Good. Maybe with each round, you kind of press up a little higher. And again, you don't have to go higher, right? Maybe stay nice and low. Good. Pushing the ground away. Last 2. Woo, last 1. Having some fun. Squeeze it in. Good. Hands down. If you want to try a little hop back, same thing. Hands down, hop, and extend those legs back. Find your chaturanga. Lift your heart up, dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, come back onto your knees. Find that tabletop. We're gonna float that tabletop once again. So toes stay tucked under. Again, feel all that activation wrap around the middle and push the ground down. Good. As you push, inhale, knees lift. This time we're gonna bring knees to the elbows, little cross underneath. Right knee is gonna reach for the left elbow. Back to that floating tabletop. Left knee, right elbow. Take it back. Let's do that again. Right knee, left elbow. Squeeze. Float it back. Left knee, right elbow, squeeze. Float it back, hold. This time we'll do the left side. Left knee taps left elbow. 3, 2, squeeze that heel in. Inhale, breath, lift it up nice and high, down dog splits. Exhale, breath, squeeze, and step it up for a nice long runner's lunge. Right knee is gonna come up and kiss that left calf. Squeeze the heel into the glute. Good. Hands come to heart center, breathe. With your inhale, extend the right leg out behind you. Arms can float out to the side again. Here we go. Exhale, bring it in nice and low. Inhale, open it up. Use the breath, you got this. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, open it up. So good. Hands come down to the mat. Find a runner's lunge. You're gonna step that left foot back, but float it in your one-legged high plank. Here we go. Chaturanga, lower. Inhale, lift. As you lift, left knee taps left elbow. Float that leg back, chaturanga push-up. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Find your bear pose. Bring those feet together, bend the knees. Press the chest towards the thighs. Hold, take a breath in and a breath out. Here we go. Little hop, little float. Look up, bend the knees, find a little bounce, and hop those feet out wide. Back into that yogi squat. This time we'll play with some more arm variations. So sitting back in the outer edges of those feet, lifting that chest up nice and high. Let's extend the right arm down. Reach that left arm up. Half wrap is an option. If you want to reach around for that right hip crease, go for it. Big inhale. Let it go with an exhale. Inhale, extend that left arm nice and high and come back through center, reset. Let's try the other side. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. Good, maybe a half wrap, internally rotating that upper arm. Reach the left hand for that left hip, or right hand for that left hip crease. You got it. Inhale, breath extends. Exhale, come back through center, reset, bring the hands to heart. You got it. Okay, you've got another opportunity to try out those frog hops. If you want a little more space, bring it back. All right, so again, right, it's just exploration. It's fun. Just want to get the hands down and feel those feet come up off the ground, right? Trusting yourself, playing around with a little balance. Here we go. Hands down, feet. Just a little frog hop, little squeeze, right? Same as that shape like before, right? We're just transferring it down. Good. Woo, last 3, 2, and let's do one more. You got this. Trust yourself. Hands down, feet squeeze, and lower. If you want to try that little hop back, same thing. Hands go down, hips go high, so you can take those feet back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale, bring the knees down. This time, find child's pose just for a few breaths. Good. Right? This is just you and your time on your mat. So take that nice deep inhale. What can you let go of? Right? When we're moving through the poses, hopefully we're connecting that with breath. And when we put those two things together, right, we create presence. So you're here just moving and breathing, right? Getting a little uncomfortable, but trusting yourself. Take one more big inhale. Let it go with your exhale. With an inhale, come up into tabletop pose and tuck the toes. Let's find downward facing dog. Ooh. Good. Feel those inner thighs pull back, driving the heels down towards the ground. Strong, straight upper body. Feel like you're sliding the mat out from underneath of you, right? Pressing your chest back towards your thighs. Get a nice big stretch. Take an inhale through the nose and find a sense of release. Exhale, let it go. All right, here we go. Exploring some more floating options. Right leg is going to lift high, down dog splits. You're going to pull the knee into the chest, and then we're going to drop the back foot flat and extend the right leg out to the left. Right, it doesn't have to be up super high by the hands. It's kind of right down the middle of the mat. Left arm reaches up. All right, pushing the ground down. I want you to lift that right leg, tap it down. Lift it up, exhale, tap it down. Float it, lower it. One more time, float it up, lower it down. Left hand comes down. We're gonna flip all the way inside out for a wild thing, but here we go. Option to float your wild thing. Try not to put your right toes down, right? Totally different experience. Lift the heart, maybe bring the right hand to the chest, squeeze the heel to the glute. Woo, right hand comes down, find downward facing dog. Awesome job. Knees come down, tuck the toes underneath, sit on your heels, hands to your heart. So just a fun little movement here. You're gonna try to lift the knees. So there's this kind of deep core engagement here, coming right into a toe balance. Maybe it's one knee at first. Good, woo, and then find your balance, squeeze. Good, lower with control, knees come back down. Let's move into camel ustrasana. So toes can stay tucked under or untucked, your choice. Let's bring hands to the low back. You're gonna press the hips forward. Feel this little squeeze of the shoulder blades behind you so that your chest starts to lift. Big inhale. Start to curl back, right? We don't want to dump in the low back. We want to think hips are going forward and chest is lifting up, just creating this big, beautiful stretch across the front side of the body. All right, we're gonna come out of it, exhale. Okay, option 2, float our camel. So maybe you've tried this before, maybe you haven't. To start into your floating camel, and we're gonna do this 2 times. We're gonna do it here on the right side, and then we're gonna do it again on the left side. So you've got 2 opportunities to play around with it. So you're gonna come down like you're coming into Virasana, sitting the hips inside the heels. So you're gonna bring your hands, palms on the soles of the feet, facing the heels, right? So not turned away from you, turned towards you. You can even start to crawl the hands up the feet. So driving the base of the palm down into the mat. So as we move into this floating camel, arms stay strong and straight. You're gonna start to lift the hips, and then maybe the shins start to lift. So ready? Here we go. You're gonna lift the hips, let the head go back a little bit, and then squeeze your glutes. Float it up, hold. 3, 2, 1. Try not to go too far. You might go all the way back. That's okay. Just be cautious. And then slowly lower the hips. Awesome job. Bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Find bear pose. Sink it back. Look forward. Hop. Float. Top of the mat. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale. Forward. Fold. Rise to stand. Reach all the way up. Big inhale. Hands come to heart. Exhale. You're going to lift your right leg out in front. And then you're going to externally rotate that leg first. So toes are going to point to the right. Try to lift it as high as you can. Hold 3, 2. Slowly start to lower that right leg and swing it all the way behind, coming into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand comes down. Right hand reaches up. So we're opening the hips up to the right. Right toe is still pointing over to the right side of the mat. Press the ground away. Maybe you float your left fingers off the mat. Woo, there it is. And if you don't, and if you fall out of it, that's okay, right? If you fall, that means you're doing it right. Give it one more shot. Lower the left hand down. Right hand is gonna come down. We're gonna bring that right knee all the way behind the left ankle, sit all the way down for a seated twist. All right, left hand comes behind. Right hand is gonna come above the knee, find a nice twist. So you're using that left hand as a little kickstand. Here we go, you got your option to fly it. You're gonna bring your hands down. As you start to lift your hips, you've got that shelf ready and waiting for you to lift your legs. You can always extend the legs if you want, or just keep the knees bent. If you started to float, if you went for that flying option, coming back into your seated twist. Woo, here we go. Float your boat. Sweep your legs out in front. Extend the legs up nice and high. Hold 3, 2. We're going to a hollow body hold. Still floating, feet up off the mat. Reach the hands up behind the head. Hold 3. Float, float, float. 2. Bring your hands down by your hips, press the hips into the mat, and then we're gonna sweep the legs up and over the head for plow pose. If plow pose is not in your practice, just find rest on your back. Big inhale, big exhale. One more time, big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly with control, lower your hips down to the mat, and we're gonna rock up to a seat. Easy seat, Sukhasana. So from here, you can take a traditional Vinyasa exit, place those hands down, step, or a little hop back. But if you want something a little bit different, I'm going to give you a little bit of a different option here. So moving into a peacock variation. So why we warmed up our wrists and our forearms this way so that we can explore this arm balance option. You're going to come up onto your shins, and you're going to turn those hands, fingers towards the legs like we did before. I'm going to talk through it because it's really hard to talk and do this pose at the same time. So I'll walk you through it and then we'll try it out together. In this pose, the elbows are going to start to bend backwards, right? Might feel a little funky, might have to play around with the placement of the hands. As you shift forward, you're going to use the elbows to rest right at the bottom of the rib cage. There's almost this pulling in and up, right, action of your chest. So you're going to lean, lean, lean. Elbows go into the ribs. And what you're creating is kind of a teeter-totter situation. So you're going to start to press the chest forward and maybe the legs start to lift, right? And so we'll do that together and then we'll come back down. Here we go. Woo. Bring those knees back down. Awesome. If you want to try that again, go for it. And then from there, you can always step the feet back like you're going to go into chaturanga. Lift up, up dog. And then before you go into down dog, bring those knees down, turn the fingers around, and press it back. Woo. All right, here we go. On the left side, inhale, lift the left leg nice and high. As you exhale, start to pull the knee towards the chest, drop the back foot, extend the left leg out to the right. We're on the outer edge of the left foot. Again, find somewhere along the middle portion of the mat. Right hand is going to reach up. So pushing the ground away, start to use those obliques. Woo! We're going to float that left leg up. Tap it down, float it up. Tap it down, float it up. You got it. Lower it, lift. Last time, lower, lift, hold. So good. Drop it down. Right hand comes to the mat. Here we go. We're going to flip it inside out. We're already having the shoulders stacked over the wrist, coming into floating wild thing. So left toes come behind. Challenge yourself here. Try not to let those toes reach the ground. Can extend that left hand over the head. Maybe bring it behind the head. Hold. Ooh, so good. Come down into downward facing dog. Bring those feet together. So good. Knees come down to the mat, tuck the toes underneath, hands to heart. Here we go again. Just like a little simple transition here, trying to float the knees up. Woo! Find that counterbalance. Find your little toe balance. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Let's explore camel. So knees down. So we did hands on hips for the first round. If there's a different variation that you want to take this time, you can bring hands to heart. You can reach the hands up and over the head. Maybe reach the hands back for the heels. Whatever you do, try not to let those hips come back, right? We want to counter that by pressing those hips forward. Give the glutes a little squeeze, little activation back there, and find your back bend. Heart is reaching to the sky. Big inhale. Big exhale. Hold for one more round. Open that beautiful heart space. One more big inhale. Big exhale, coming out of it. Okay, we've got that second round to try that floating camel pose. So sitting all the way down, right inside the hips. Hips inside the heels. Bringing the hands to the feet. So press the heels of the palms down into the ground. Arms are straight. You're lifting the chest, right? You want to try and get that counterbalance, but not too far because you might go back. So there's this space where you'll find that sweet spot. So how do we support our back bends? We engage those glutes. So give it a little squeeze. Lean back, let the head go back, and then start to float the knees and the shins up, 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 up. Woo. And lower down nice and slow with control. So good. Bring the hands out in front, tuck the toes, and press those hips back for bear pose. Look forward, hop it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, reach all the way up. Big inhale, palms touch. Hands come to heart center. Weight into that right foot. And we're going to float the left leg out in front, but we're going to externally rotate it. So we're going to turn the toes over to the left. Slowly moving into our half moon. Extend that left leg back. Hands can stay at heart. Maybe the right fingertips come down. Left arm reaches to the sky. Good. You've got that beautiful balance. Let's find our float. Soft bend in that bottom knee. Float the right fingers up off the mat. Hold it. 3, 2. Amazing. Bring those hands down to the mat. Left hand comes down. Start to roll the left hip down, and you're going to bring that left knee all the way down behind the right ankle. We'll come into a seated twist. So finding our twist first. Right hand comes behind the body. Left elbow reaches right above that knee. So press into it. Use those back fingers and lift the heart. Find your twist. Maybe the head follows all the way back towards the right shoulder. And here's the option. Let's float it. Bring the hands down to the mat. Might be off the mat, that's okay. And we're working on creating that shelf. So a little lift, and that outer hip stacks onto the elbow, and the feet lift. If you want to extend the legs, slowly with control, bring the legs back, and we'll return right back to our seated twist. So good. All right, from seated twist, let's float that boat. Extend the legs out, find that sweet spot. Reach the toes up. Let's hold for 5. Lift the chest. 4, 3, 2, lower down. Whew, here we go. Only your low back is pressing. Heels are still floating. Reach the hands up and over the head. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring the hands down by the hips. Inhale, the legs up and over the head. Let's take plow pose. Maybe the knees bend softly towards the forehead, your choice. Hands can stay down, or if you want to support the low back, bring the fingers to the low back. Last big inhale. Exhale, let it go. All right, rock up to a seat. Here we go. Option to play with that peacock exit variation. So coming up onto the shins, hands come down. It feels a little funky at first. I get it. That's okay. We're here to just explore. Bring the elbows in towards the chest. Bring the chest also forward onto the elbows. That's your balance. Heart has to reach forward, and then we try to lift the legs. Here we go. Good. If you want another variation, you can always come into lotus if that's accessible to you and find a Padmasana variation of Peacock Mayurasana. If this is going well, you can extend those legs back and take it through that sort of half vinyasa. Inhale, lift. Knees down first. Good. Turn the fingers around. Find your downward facing dog. Amazing job. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Let something go. All right, coming through to a seat. Little hop or just cross the ankles and coming on down. All right, we're going to extend the legs out in front. And then you're going to start to take the legs out a little wider, right? Doesn't have to be a full split. Even a nice 90-degree angle is great here. You're going to turn the hands on either side of just the right leg to start. So we're going to flex the feet, drive the heels down. You're going to start to walk the hands out a little closer towards the knee, just depending on how long your legs and arms are, you'll find your right spacing. You're going to press the ground down with your fingertips, and then you're going to try to float that right heel up off the mat. Good, lower that. Let's do it again. 5, 4, 3, quad on fire, 2, lift, one more time. Lower, let's switch. Hands go outside the left thigh. Again, finding your right spacing, arms are straight and long. You're leaning, hinging towards that straight leg. Flex the foot, here we go. Lift, 5, lower, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just for fun, why not? Bring both hands in front of you. You're gonna hinge forward, and you're gonna try to lift both feet at the same time. Ready? Here we go. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower. And then just for a breath, just try to find a gentle fold right down the middle. Big inhale, big exhale. Awesome, bring it in. Okay, bring the soles of the feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana. So we're going to start by grabbing onto the feet. Try to open up the feet like pages in a book. So those inner thighs get a nice deep stretch. Lift the heart up nice and high. Find your inhale. As you exhale, start to hinge, melt forward. Spine stays nice and straight. Slight tuck of the chin. You got it. Breathe into this nice deep stretch. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last 2, big inhale. Right, we're always using the breath to support us, right? Moving with the breath. One more time through. Exhale, sink it down. Okay, here we go. Option to float your Baddha Konasana. So hands are going to come behind you, and you're going to press the outer edges of the feet down. Feel heavy in the knees so that, you start to lift those hips. Get that floating butterfly. Big stretch, big inhale. Lift a little higher, exhale, slowly lower. Awesome job. Extend your right leg out in front. We're going to find Janu Shirshasana. So you're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh, sitting up nice and tall. Flex that right foot, big inhale. As you stretch, you're going to twist just slightly towards the right leg and fold towards that right foot. Again, slight tuck of the chin. Press the heart forward. If you need a towel or a strap to bring that foot a little closer, you can do that. And you don't even have to grab onto the foot. Maybe just bring the hands down by your shin, pulling that heart forward and melting down. All right, we're going to counter this with a big back bend. So left hand is going to come down. We're going to lift and float the hips up, press that left shin down. Then you can sweep that right hand back. Find a little back bend. Good. Swing it back around, right back into that Janu Shirshasana, and we'll switch sides. Extend that left leg out in front. Sole of the right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Knee goes down, heel goes down. Big inhale, reach. Slight twist, fold over that left leg. Got it. We'll be here for 3. Again, just noticing how every pose is different, each side is different, and just being right where you are. Take one more breath in. And a big breath out. Last time, maybe start to walk the hands a little farther forward. Big inhale. And let it all go with a big exhale. All right, we're going to move into that big back bend. So right hand comes all the way behind you. As you float and lift those hips, you're going to roll to the right shin, lift up, reach behind, and then start to curl back. Good. Bring it all the way back around. Lower the hips and extend the legs out in front. All right, from your seat, just bring your feet flat, reach your arms out in front, and slowly start to roll down the spine, hugging the knees in. We'll rock a little side to side. So good. Giving that low back a nice little release, extending the legs up towards the ceiling, plant the hands, flex and point the feet, stretch wide into the toes, give those ankles and feet some love, much needed love. Good, bending back into the knees, and we'll just finish with a gentle twist. So let the knees go over to the one side, doesn't matter which, and extend the opposite arm out to the side. Good, so melting the knees down towards the ground and just slowing down the breath. Big inhale, come through center. We'll let the knees go to the opposite side, extending the other arm out. Good, one more big inhale. Letting it all go, big exhale. Come back through center, and then anything else that you may need to wrap up your practice. And then finding yourself in Shavasana, extending the legs out nice and long, arms come down by your sides, palms just facing up, right? Kind of just signaling that you are open and ready to receive whatever it is that comes your way. And closing the eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose. And a big exhale, let it go. Right? When we come to the mat, we find and create new space, right? With each inhale, we bring in something, and with each exhale, we let something go. So taking that in and taking it out, letting something go. One more big breath in and releasing it all, right? No more control over the breath or over the body, just finding stillness, just giving yourself some time to be still. So thank you for sharing your practice. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for me. I appreciate you so much. Till the next time I see you on your mat, namaste.